world full of mundane podcasts, one show rises from the ashes. Critics are calling it outrageous. Podcasts, as we know it, will never be the same again. Tonight, prepare for an epic journey where every step could be your last. The destination, a place where no maps can show. The mission, to rise above the rest. The danger, unimaginable. The reward, a shit ton of weed and laughs. It's going to blow your mind. This is 2 Big Bloods. So sit back, turn up the volume, grab your weed, get ready to light those bloods. Blood Podcast, episode 34. We are live in studio. We have the Scott.
Hey, yo.
We got Frank Knox.
I'm back.
And of course, your host, the P to the double EZ. And we have a big show lined up. Blunt Talk is back with this week's Bachelor update, along with an update on PZ's coronavirus exposure. That's me, baby. That's me. And the final results, of course, from the King of the Nuggets poll we're going to have to get into. The poll's closed. Frank's going to give us all the insight soon. Don't forget, 7 p.m. Make sure you stay tuned in. Alex Jones will be calling in to talk his theories on the coronavirus and more. Yes, that is the number one conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones, calling in 7 o'clock tonight. You're not going to want to miss it. Frank Knox has all the latest in sports news coming at you later in the show. No Selling with the Scott returns, and we're going to talk about CM Punk's new movie, Girl on the Third Floor.
Oh, yeah, then we'll never talk about it again, I hope.
I hope that'll be the last time we're ever going to talk about it. After this.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it? I mean, you watched it twice, so.
I enjoyed it.
And you already know we have made it to episode 34, gentlemen. One shy of 35, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. I cannot wait. I've waited all week. We've been building up to this moment. We've had hyping it online, the polls, the going live, letting everybody know it's going to go down with one of the biggest shows to date. And I can't wait to get into this. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're listening. If you are tuned in, Facebook Live is up. To Be Blunt with PZ. Make sure you join us on Facebook. Also, RTFSportsNetwork.com. Our new home. We are live right now. So if you're tuned in and just want some audio and you're driving, tune in. RTFSportsNetwork.com. It's about to go down. And I can't wait. They're already going. Bob Thorpe says the award-winning podcast.
Whoa, jeez, Luis.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
It's empty.
Gotta watch the
Thank God. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
All right, we're good to go.
Thank God.
Behind the monitor.
That's great, though. This is a great, I swear, afternoon, after work ride for people to listen to us right now.
Of course it is. After a long, shitty day of work, I always say this is the place people can go where they can let go of all their shit and laugh with us for 90 minutes.
You could spark up with us, too. Smoke, laugh.
That's right.
Call in 860-384-7110. You can talk to us too.
That's right.
That's right. Phone lines are open. If you want to call in, and join in on the conversation, then yeah, it's going to go down. I mean, this is the place to be. As far as I'm concerned, To Be Blunt Podcast. And if you want to call in and talk about the coronavirus, you want to talk about CM Punk's movie, the girl on the third floor,
The Bachelor,
yeah,
the father of Kenny Omega, whatever it is you feel like you want to talk about, give us a call, brother.
Kenny Omega, baby. Well, before we go any further, let's get into one of my favorite topics, or my favorite moments in the show, the ceremonial lighting of the blunt. So I ask you guys, are you ready?
I'm ready, baby.
Let's do it.
I said, are you ready?
I'm here. Let's light up the blunt.
Let's go.
Let's start the show.
All right, then. For the three of us in this podcast studio, and the hundreds listening at home or watching live on the Facebook live stream. Ooh, let's get ready to smoke it. Tell him, Frank.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Smoke it! That's right. We got the King Palm loaded. Bring it down. Woo, man. What the hell y'all laughing about over there?
That coronavirus is trending #1 on Pornhub right now.
On Pornhub?
You just showed me.
It's going viral.
Pornhub.
I started seeing things about it on my way here.
It's trending #1, but what happens if you actually search it?
Oh, there's
I'm
like,
worried. Is it just people
there's
just doing
like,
it in hazmat suits?
well, I'll tell you some of the titles of the videos. Hardcore fuck with Chinese slut wearing coronavirus mask.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Coronavirus victim not allowed to leave gets more than she bargained for.
Oh, no. Oh, of course she does. Of course she does. Well, I bet you're wondering what we have right inside this very blunt.
There's plenty more, but
Plenty more. Well, we got to talk about this. We're taking it down south. We got Mamacita's cookies, baby.
ooh, hey, mamacita.
It's a potent 65% indica hybrid cross of Girl Scout cookies and Nicole, another U.S. strain. The defining traits of Mamacita's cookies are big yields, high THC levels, complex scent, and therapeutic properties. The plant grows well both indoors and outdoors, so get your grow on. Taking about 9 weeks to flower. The high 25% THC buds give hints of sandalwood, forest undergrowth, and fruit.
Get your grow on. Everybody,
Get your grow on. That's right. And then we got, of course, the beer of the week. Scott, you going to let the people know?
Yes, sir. I got Present Moment is the name of this beer. I'm starting off easy. I'm going slow. I'm going with a 5.8% to start off. This is an American pale ale. It's brewed with Southern Hemisphere hops, pours a gorgeous hazy yellow in the glass, gives off aromas of juicy fruit gum, pineapple, and passion fruit. I definitely taste that juicy fruit gum, actually.
You taste the juicy fruit?
I do. And follows suit with a big punch of sweet pineapple, rich citrus, and melon. And, of course, who else could it be from but Treehouse?
Who else could it be from but Treehouse? Oh, man. That rip hurt, bro. That rip hurt just now. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, though. We got a big show today. We got a big show. Retrograde. I don't know what the hell that was. But Retrograde, baby. And I bet people are wondering what Retrograde even is, you know? And to explain Retrograde, live, right here, not in studio, but on the phone, with our very own team member, Ryder. Ryder, what's up?
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's going on? Would you be kind to explain to the listeners exactly what Retrograde is?
All right, so retrograde is when one of the planets, and in this particular time it's Mercury, it moves in an opposite direction to Earth. So the fun fact here is it's actually an optical illusion. So for 3 weeks when you're looking at Earth, it appears that way, but it's really like not that way at all. So some
Wow.
people think it's like crazy talk and, you know, it has no effect on anything. It's just a conspiracy. But in those 3 weeks, you can notice stuff occurring like exes and old flames sliding into your DMs, computer problems, delays, money trouble. You're feeling foggy for no reason.
I've heard about
and not
this.
the weed, not the weed.
Oh.
And some of the things like you should avoid during this time frame would obviously be like keeping away from some of your exes and your past. You don't make any big decisions and give yourself extra time to get places. But I'm mostly going to stress that you got to stay away from your exes and keep them out of your DMs. Keep them away. Nothing good's going to happen from that. Not during the retrograde.
That's right. It's when all the wonky shit happens.
Yeah, all the wonky shit happens.
The universe
That's
trying
right.
to bring you backwards alongside the planet that's
Yeah,
going the wrong
yeah.
way.
It's not going to even be one of them. It's going to be more. They're going to come out of the woodworks. I'm telling you, it's just bad news. So good luck out there.
Oh boy. Well, thanks, Ryder.
Hey, no problem,
When's
guys.
the
Thanks for having me.
retrograde end? It's soon, right?
I think it's
Yeah, it ends March 9th.
Yeah, it's soon. Yep.
Yeah, it
I've been
started
following
February
it.
17th. So you're almost there.
I'm almost made it to the finish line. Couple more days.
we're almost there.
Avoiding
almost
exes
there.
in the DM.
Oh God.
Very hard to do.
If you got any good wacky retrograde stories, please call in 860-384-7110. We want to hear your retrograde stories. If anyone's sliding into your DMs from your past, call in. Let us know. Thanks, Ryder, for calling in.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Retrograde, baby. Retrograde. And that's why I had to name the show Retrograde. I thought this whole week's been retrograde. So here we are now. They got people who are listening and they got anything going on that relates to this retrograde, please call in. I want to know. What about this weekend, guys? How was your weekends?
Weekend. What'd I do?
I know, I got to think too. What the hell did I do?
Oh, boy.
I watched the AEW Revolution.
How was that?
That was fire. I mean,
Yeah?
I didn't really do much this weekend.
Really?
I had a chill weekend.
All right.
I worked on Saturday. I definitely watched AEW on Sunday. Yeah, it's a boring
I'm
ass
trying
weekend.
to remember what I did on Friday. I don't think anything.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. Saturday, I went to the casino.
There we go.
Your boy got lit. I went to see the Burt Kreischer, I can't remember say the guy's last name, comedian, down at Foxwoods.
Yeah, he must be a big hit, man. I see him all over my social media.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking hilarious, dude. He fucking killed it. I got turned up down at the casino, drinking on the way down, drinking while I'm there, catching the show. But the show was so good that once it started, I didn't even get up to go to the bar once.
Nice.
I'm not even gonna lie.
He was just that hooked.
I laughed my ass off.
Did he have any openers? Or
He did. He had two openers, and I wish I could remember their names, but I can't. But the first guy was so fucking funny, bro. So fucking funny.
It's always those young guys that really push the limit that make you laugh the hardest.
I'm saying, bro. I mean, it was sick. It was sick. And all three comedians were hilarious. But it just happened to be that, like, Bert, he fucking killed it, bro. I mean, I literally left there with my belly laughing. My belly hurt.
Didn't he do the show with his belly out the whole time, too? Speaking of bellies?
Oh, yeah. He starts the show, he comes out, and he just rips his shirt off. You know? And it's just beer belly city.
We saw it all over Snap and Instagram.
Instant beer belly city,
yeah.
bro. Not even gonna lie. And he just goes on, and I literally was like, I left there, and I was dying. Then I stopped at the Stony Creek in the casino. You know, had a couple beers there.
There you go. I've still yet to be at that establishment.
Which one?
Actually, either Stony Creek.
Really?
Yeah, I tried going to the other one once, but I got there like 5 minutes before close, and I guess because breweries like to close early in
The one in
Connecticut,
Brantford? Or
Yeah. so I wasn't able to get in.
Really? Damn. Well, I can tell you that it was sick. I had a great juice bomb there called Space Potato.
Oh,
I know. See, it sounds weird, but it was banging. It was super good. And like, I was after that, I was lit, bro. Litty. Sunday was a hurt day. I was shot all fucking day, you know. And then Monday comes, and then I'm back out on Monday.
Yeah, we hit the scene on Monday. We hit La Boca.
We did hit La Boca.
Man, and what a time it was.
I know. I was thinking about saving it for the end of the show, but I'm like, oh,
My belly still hurts from laughing on Monday.
Scott, I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible. And we'll have to get into that a little more later because that story might take a little time to tell. And I don't want to ruin what we're going to have to talk about first. And that's Girl on the Third Floor.
Oh,
the latest, the CM Punk movie.
That was
you know.
You know, I feel like I had to watch this. I saw that it was coming to Netflix because everybody's got Netflix, right? Or at least everybody has an account of someone that has a Netflix account, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And I was like, I gotta watch this and see what it's all about. And what did I told you.
You hyped me with the shower
scene.
scene.
I said there's a shower scene, and I was like,
you were like, yo, guess what comes out of the shower? You're about to tell me. I was like,
but
no.
I didn't want to tell you. I was like, oh, you gotta see it for yourself. And like, I just seen that clip. That's all I seen. I hadn't seen the movie yet. And then, sure enough, after the podcast last week, I decided to tune it in, turn it on, right?
Yeah.
And then we're in our group chat, and Knox over here decides to join me in it.
Oh, I want him.
And we were just going back and forth. Poor Peasy was left out. He was like, I hate you guys. But we were commenting every 2 seconds on it.
There was a lot. I'm going through back the group chat now, and there's a lot of like, what the fuck is going on? The fuck is this movie?
It's a lot of WTF.
This is hard to watch.
I mean, I could start by saying the movie had a lot of jizz references.
Oh, the shower. Spoiler alert. What came out of the shower is a hot load of jizz right on his face.
If you tuned into our Instagram or the Facebook, you saw the clip that Frank Knox posted of CM Punk in the shower, goes to turn on the water, and he gets a giant hot load of jizz on his face.
Dude. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
This house is just like, I don't know. It's like, it's just giving off
jizz, bro.
Yeah,
there's jizz leaking from all orifices.
There's jizz coming out of the outlets. There's jizz everywhere.
Just coming out of the wall. He just puts a hole in every wall in the house.
And the more jizz keeps coming out.
This is CM Punk. This is Phil Brooks. You know, first scene, he comes in, drops his cooler, cracks a beer, starts drinking.
Yeah, very, literally the first thing he does. So it's obvious he's like, him and his pregnant wife is back home, right? And I guess they buy a new house.
Right.
So first thing he does, he gets in this new house. He's got his dog with him.
Cooper. R.I.P. Cooper.
So first thing he does, he drops down his cooler. This is CM Punk, straight edge Phil Brooks. And he just cracks open a beer.
And his name,
his
first
thing
name
he does
is Coke.
So yeah, so
right.
then we find out
Coke. His name's Coke.
What was his first name?
When his lawyer, I think it was Don, but his lawyer shows up at his house.
Don Coke.
And he says, Mr. Coke. So his name is Coke. He's straight edge CM Punk. This CM Punk. The guy with the Pepsi tattoo on his shoulder, and his name is Coke. Are you fucking kidding me? Who is ribbing this guy?
Dude, I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe he was drinking. I couldn't believe what was going on in that movie, though. It made no sense. I watched it twice.
You did.
You guys watched it once. Can either one of you tell me what the significance of the marbles were in that movie?
Wait, what was more disturbing about that was the fact that this deformed girl that lived on the third floor of this house that was like an attic that had like railings overlooking a weird room was that this girl would draw marbles out of her vagina.
Yeah, but what was the significance of the marble? It was like,
I think it's just because it's a ball.
He ate it.
Then it ate it. That was the weird part. He ate it.
Its skin like the bugs in fucking Scorpion King, I think it was.
But then there's just a scene where he's in a creepy bowling alley, and all of a sudden, like the owner of the bowling alley / bar just comes up, and he's like, sorry, machine likes to eat balls. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And like when he first gets into the house, one of the first things he does is like put his fingers into the wall, and it looks like he's fucking fingering the wall, and it's just like straight up jelly. Like,
dude,
there's black jelly all over the place.
And then like literally 90 seconds after he cracks open the beer, he's already drinking bourbon with the neighbor that knocks at the door, the pastor.
The pastor lady.
Yeah.
And she's got the bourbon and everything.
She would only talk outside.
And then there's a sneaky scene where he pops some pills. More jizz.
How about when he starts to try to jerk off to like Daddy's Naughty Angels?
No, Daddy Master.
Daddy Master. And his dog starts barking at him, and he goes to the other room so he could whack off.
Yeah. And then like he's constantly like knocking down the walls, and like he's hitting it with a hammer.
The same hole in the same wall.
But he pulls out of the hole like a pink pair of panties.
What I didn't understand about that movie is why did he or his wife never leave?
Dude.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
At all. At all. I mean, the pastor's telling them, this house is there was the bar owner actually at the bowling alley said that it was no good for straight fellas, right? Something like that. The house.
He asked him, he's like, oh, I'm new to the neighborhood. He's like, where do you live? And then he said the address of the house, and he goes, are you queer?
Yeah, he immediately asked if he was gay.
He's like, the house is like good to gay guys, but straight guys, no way.
And then all of a sudden, you get this is the hot girl that keeps visiting in the yard. And they end up, he ends up cheating on his wife with this lady.
Yeah, first of all, this girl, when she knocks on the door, and then he opens the door, why is she 15 feet down off the porch out into the yard when he opens the door?
Oh, that's when he has the shit on his face. She never knocked on the door. He was just when he
when he straight up got like bukkakied?
Yeah, from the pipe. But anyways, the woman wasn't even real. It was just like the spirit of a woman that was killed there.
Right, because it used to be a brothel, this house.
It used to be a brothel, yeah. And I guess they used to use the sticks and branches to whip the women. And I don't know what was going on.
That's right, because the ending was super fucking weird, dude.
The guy was in a mask with a branch whipping her.
Even before all that, though, the girl, right, she, like, sexually persuades him, right, and then, like, sleeps with CM Punk or whatever. In front of the dog, he kicks the dog out of the room, right?
Right. Well, again, every time she does something dirty, he kicks the dog out. Because the dog keeps barking because he knows that this chick's no good.
And then he has his black friend come over.
Milo.
Black guy, enter a horror movie. He's dying,
I already immediately said he's dead. He's good as dead. But it was just a weird movie. There were so many plot holes. I just didn't understand what was going on the whole time.
The whole thing was filled with plot holes. It was jizz, marbles, and plot holes,
and
bro.
then the wife comes and encounters all this fucked up shit, sees marbles coming out of his skin, him cut off, cutting his head with a box
He cuts
cutter.
his whole body.
And then the weird scene when all the dudes are there.
All the old men dressed like butlers.
Yeah, like
the ghost of the past.
Why did she not run away? Why was she running up the stairs?
Towards everything.
She doesn't just not run away. She then gives birth and stays there with the child.
Yeah, with
afterwards.
the baby. And then apparently at the end, CM Punk's living in the house, right? And then
he's now the guy on the third floor.
That's right. He's the guy on the third floor.
And he's the guy on the third floor,
and he's
baby.
like looking at his baby, and he's jizzing through the vents.
Yeah, don't worry, Daddy's here.
So all I know is it?
And then the poor baby's laying there, and he's dropping marbles from the ceiling on top. I mean, the baby could have.
It's like a child in a crib. He's dropping marbles.
What is that?
The very end was very disturbing.
Still, I never figured out what the importance of the marble was in the movie after watching it twice.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know if anyone watched it.
The deformed girl with the mouth that goes from like her fucking face all the way down to the back of her head.
She had like a zipper face that was like a diaper.
Zipper face.
I'll tell you, if he's ever in a wrestling crowd again, I am going to start chanting, "CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk."
Oh, no.
And it's no longer CM Punk. I'm sorry. It's CUM Punk now. To me, that's after watching this movie.
CUM Punk?
It's CUM Punk now.
Really?
I'm going to get a picture of Don Coke signed by Phil Brooks one day.
That would be pretty sick.
Shots of I just want to call him Don Coke. I want to know I want to ask him what was up with the marbles.
That's the only thing about the movie I don't get. I mean, you got to like if you're watching and you're seeing
that's all you didn't get. There's a lot I didn't get, Peasy.
But that was such a huge. I didn't get any of it, but I felt like that was a huge part of the movie.
I wish people were watching or watching now. I've seen this fucking movie because there's just so many things I want to know people think. Like, because it was mind-blowing to watch.
There was no answers, just questions.
That movie was on more drugs than Don Coke was in that movie.
Don Coke!
It was a mind fuck.
Dude,
But it was so bad, I thought it was hilarious.
So now you know Ash from Ash and Evil Dead?
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm a fan of that show.
So now they're saying because he doesn't want to do the show anymore, that he's saying that CM Punk should be the guy to take the role of Ash. The next Ash.
I don't know. That's just the marks.
Trying to pass the torch, I heard.
He's really. It came from his mouth himself, or
dude. That's literally what he said. It was in an interview I seen online.
Fuck CM Punk.
Well, I mean,
fuck CM Punk. What's he do for the business and the industry? Nothing.
He's making movies now. Apparently,
yeah, because he like weaseled his way in to do backstage to like get his foot back in the door to be somebody again, and he's nobody. He's not going to get in the ring.
Movies that were lucky to make it on Netflix, and that's probably on the bottom freaking row of your local Red Box.
This is true. This is freaking true.
But he's got all of us watching it like idiots.
I know. I know.
And we're not even Marks. We're Scots.
We're Scots.
He's a Scot.
Yeah.
We're just his
He's
friend.
definitely the Scot.
We're just a co-Scot because we get to rub shoulders with him.
I'm pretty sure the audience outside of Scots watching this movie is not very proportionate, I guess.
I don't know. You mean if you're a fan of the show, tune in, go on Netflix, watch Girl on the Third Floor, and let us know what you think, because it was literally the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, man, and get ready. 2022. Guy on the third floor.
That's right.
Starring Phil Brooks.
Phil Brooks.
It's back. What's he going to do?
Drop marbles from the heating vents and the ceiling.
Stop it.
That's what's going to happen. Oh, man. 2B Blood Podcast. Shout out Bob Thorpe. We got High Voltage Omar tuning in on the tab. Scott Quintiliano. Everyone, if you're on the Facebook Live, thank you for watching. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into a little news right here on the 2B Blunt Podcast. Are you tired of today's dating scene?
I just get so nervous when I go on dates. People can be so judgmental of my lifestyle. I'm just out here trying to live my best life.
Sometimes my nerves get the best of me, but I'm so afraid of being judged for whipping out my weed pen just to take the edge off.
I just want to find someone out there that loves me as much as I love weed.
Does she smoke weed? What if she doesn't? Worse, what if she hates the thought of it? Then I look like a real douche for just trying to mellow out and enjoy someone's company.
Well, fear no more. StonersMingle.com is a dating site for stoners by stoners. No more games, no more second guessing. Just create a profile, upload a pic, and you're ready to browse through local stoners in your area that enjoy weed as much as you. No more nerves, no more running to the car just to take a quick hit before coming back and smelling like the loudest. Just a place where you can find your happily ever after. Join a community you can trust. Join StonersMingle.com.
What's good? It's your boy the Coach from the WWE Golf Channel, PGA Tour, EA Sports Madden. You know what time it is. 2B Blunt Podcast with my boys, Frank Knox and Peasy.
Live from the 2B Blunt Newsroom, when it comes to the best, with headlines and sports, you get it right here on the best podcast in the world. It is 2B Blunt. That's right. We're back. And our first headline comes all the way from Russia, where Russian cops impound illegal Batmobile. Traffic police in Moscow towed and impounded a replica Batmobile made to look like the version driven in Batman vs. Superman. They claimed it didn't comply with road safety regulations. Police initially noticed the car parked on a major street in the central city without a license plate. Kind of a giveaway. Driver wasn't around. Police said 32-year-old Moscow resident built the car in a private workshop but never registered or obtained a certificate of approval for the vehicle type and doesn't have permission to operate it on public roads, so officers had to call in a special towing service to accommodate the 13-foot wide vehicle. Wow. They did, however, wrap the car in plastic to avoid having the tow truck scratch it. Can you believe
Well, that was
it?
nice of them.
What a bunch of jokers.
I wonder if it had all the weapons on it though. Was it equipped with the armor and the weapons, the winches, the rockets?
I saw the picture. I didn't see weapons, but it was literally it was just a replica, dude. And I mean, what the fuck? This never happened to the real Batman, you know? This never happened to the real Batman. This guy never got a car towed.
I don't know, for them to tow it though, but then keep the plastic around it, that seems very Two-Faced to me.
Oh, crap. Wow. Crap like this is why Spider-Man doesn't have wheels, you know? Not Two-Face. I guarantee you're going to see a Batmobile at the front of this year's Russian May Day military parade coming up. That's right. And our next headline comes to us from British Columbia, where 8-year-old wins cannabis products in a raffle. Lucky guy. An 8-year-old boy won a raffle at a youth hockey tournament. The prize? About $200 worth of marijuana products.
Nice, man.
Keith Reddle of British Columbia said that his grandson, who plays in a youth hockey league, had entered the raffle. The prizes are usually geared towards children, but his grandson put his tickets in a special bag meant for adults.
See, he was just trying to be nice. He wanted to do something for the adults in his life.
That's right. His family was later notified that he had won $200 worth of pot.
Wow.
Can you imagine being at the game and they call your name and it's your 8-year-old kid?
Well, this reminds me of your Jack and Jill party. There's like 2 little kids that are just running shop of all the bottles of booze.
Yeah.
They had to be like, go get your parents, who's this for? They had to go get their parents, but then they just ran the whole place empty.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 kids, Scott, do you remember?
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Oh, well.
They were getting all the prizes.
All of them, man. They were bringing their
They got all the nice booze, and all I got was a centerpiece.
Speaking of prizes, the prize that this guy won included edibles, a lighter, and a smoking apparatus. The Dawson Creek Minor Hockey Association.
Wait, Dawson Creek?
That's right. That's right. And I didn't even know that was a real spot, by the way, until I read this today.
It doesn't exist.
That's right. They were trying to make a statement explaining the prize of meant for adults was never near where the children were. And then the grandpa, the policeman, who's 32 years, said there's no place for drugs at a children's hockey tournament. I mean, if there was marijuana hockey games, there would never be any fighting.
That is true.
That wouldn't be that fun.
Some dude just got fucked up, too, recently in a fight.
I mean, and how did the kid manage to put his tickets in the wrong bag? Was he stoned? I don't get it. You're at a hockey game. Talk about high sticking. You're about to get real high today, baby. On the bright side, at least the kid's street cred is now through the roof.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wonder if he had hit the penalty box for that.
I don't know. We'll have to call James Vanderbeek for the official ruling on that one.
We will.
And our next headline comes to us from Arvada, Colorado. I don't want to wait. Where a police department spotted a parked stolen white Jeep Grand Cherokee around 8:30 a.m. Wednesday. The front tire of the vehicle is completely shredded with the rim exposed. Officers noticed a handwritten note on the vehicle that said, "Please don't tow. I went to get a tire. We'll be back shortly. Thank you."
Wow.
The cops went in the area, and a short time later, the driver identified as a 37-year-old Dustin Daniel Cordova. Two first names. Dustin Daniel, baby. And his passenger, a woman, were arrested as they returned to the stolen car. I mean, it's like anything else you can do to make the cops' job easier is appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah.
A man with 2 names? 2 names? He had to be trash. I mean, we've all seen Ted, right?
That's right.
Not to fuck with a woman with 2 names. A man with 2 names? That's going to be out of this world.
I'm saying they should have left a note that said, "Please don't tow. Please don't run the plates." That would have been the way to do it.
I mean, he went through all that extra work, though. He went to go get the tire. He actually wrote a note, and then, it just bit him in the ass, huh?
I wonder if the owner even got the new tire out of the deal, I'm just saying,
If I stole that shit, you got to be committed to driving it with a flat tire to go get a tire.
That's right. We'll call that not so Grand Theft Auto. Moving on. Our next headline comes to us from Grand Ridge, Florida. Where marijuana and bra leads to bigger bust.
Oh, no.
The smell of marijuana emanating from a Grand Ridge woman's bra led Jackson County deputies to a honeypot of drugs.
Sound like the phone was ringing.
No, not the phone.
I know, but the sound at the end.
Got all stoned, bro. Stoned. So they find the incident began Friday when a deputy assisted a motorist had broken down at the intersection of Highway 71 and Blue Springs Road. After helping the driver, Chastity Daniels, move the vehicle, the deputy noticed a strong odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. Daniels said it was from the remnants of a marijuana cigarette she had in her bra. After the deputy determined Daniels did not even have a prescription for medical marijuana, he brought in a female deputy who searched Daniels and found a larger portion of marijuana than Daniels had advised having. No surprise coming from Florida. Once they searched her car, they not only found a half pound of, a pound of weed, they also found a half pound of crystal meth and additional packages of marijuana ready for sale, U.S. currency and scales. Daniels was arrested and charged with trafficking in a controlled substance and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. I mean, I'm saying I was always a fan of a bigger bust, but I'm sure the cops were too that night, baby. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And my favorite headline comes to us from California, where a woman waters plant for 2 years.
What?
And then discovers it's plastic. That's right. A California stay-at-home mom named Kaylee Wilkes posted a story on Facebook. For 2 years, she diligently watered the potted succulent on her kitchen windowsill. last week, she decided to transplant it to a vase when she made the amazing discovery that it wasn't a real plant. She said it was sitting on styrofoam with sand glued to the top, completely plastic. And her admission racked up over 9K comments on Facebook. 9K. I mean, what percentage of those comments you think included the words dumbass, knucklehead, nitwit, stupid, as Randy Orton would say?
Yeah, so she's already an idiot for doing that, but she's more of an idiot for telling the internet that she did this.
How did she not know the water wasn't overflowing in the pot after 2 years? Was it just so hot in there it just evaporated?
Imagine maybe because it's Florida. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. But that's it for headlines. If you gotta, if you want to call in 860-384-7110 and tell us what is, the stupidest thing you've made of not believed you could have done, Like, what was that moment where you said, I can't believe I was that stupid?
Or a comment on the Facebook if you don't feel like calling in.
I mean, I guess, but
we'd rather call in, but
we prefer you call it in, baby. That's all I gotta say. So make sure you stay tuned because we're about to have some sports with Frank Knox, baby.
When it comes to sports, there's only one man for the job. The best analysis in the game right here from the 2B Blood Newsroom. It's Frank Knox.
Frank Knox back with another week of sports news here at the 2B Blunt Podcast. So I'm going to start it off with something that we've been talking about, and we've been hyping on the show, and that's, Serie A is returning this weekend. That's the Italian Soccer League.
That's right.
And it's going to be played in empty stadiums.
Because
of the fear of coronavirus.
No.
There's going to be no fans. So every game this weekend in Italy, which there's a huge game, which is Juventus and Inter Milan, which has potential championship implications, is going to be played in a stadium with no fans due to the coronavirus.
So it's
just taking over.
It's like Mankind and The Rock halftime heat empty arena match.
Exactly. It is exactly like that.
Wow.
And there's many other sports that are canceling and college teams that aren't playing because of the fear of coronavirus.
I've seen they've canceled full on music festivals and shit too.
Yeah, it's carried over. The fear is really instilled in the public, and hey, I guess that's what they want to do.
I guess
but
so.
Moving forward, Spike Lee this week, I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, no.
But he went on ESPN complaining about an altercation he had entering Madison Square Garden. Now, Spike Lee has spent probably in a lifetime $10 million, $20 million on tickets.
You think he spent that much?
Yeah, they broke it down. I think it was $10 million or something.
Holy shit.
But he's been going to the Knicks games for 20 years. Yeah, at this point, he's pretty much the Knicks' only fan.
Uh-huh.
And he shows up week after week after
I don't know, they
week.
got a lot of celebrities that still go to those games.
No, but Spike Lee is the always constant fan for the New York Knicks.
All right.
Billy Crystal will show up, or Billy Joel will show up, or
Michael Rappaport.
But
Howard Stern.
Spike Lee's ride or die.
Spike Lee is there every home game.
True.
Either which way, he said he's been using this entrance. I think it's on 34th Street in the 2 blocks south of the Garden. And on Monday night, he went in there. He was confronted by security as he was waiting for the elevator. They're like, no, you got to go through the other entrance. And he claimed they scanned his ticket, so that's why he didn't want to leave. He waited for the elevator. There's another security guard waiting for him there. He ended up having an altercation with James Dolan, who is the owner of the New York Knicks, who everyone hates.
Oh, no.
And the Knicks have come out and said this is laughable. And now Spike Lee's not going to go to any more games.
No way, not anymore?
Last night we had a game. And for the first, it's 13 and a half year season attendance record.
Okay.
Game attendance record. I think it was 13,000 people attended. And about 11,000 of those people chanted, "Sell the team."
What?
So this
Sell the team?
Sell the team. So this whole Spike Lee, New York Knicks thing, it's getting a little out of control. Seems like, it's time for the ownership to make a choice.
Wow.
They're going to have to sell the team because
You think they're going to do it?
they bring out garbage for us Knicks fans. I mean, James Dolan doesn't give a shit about the New York Knicks.
Damn, dude.
And everybody knows that. You see what
Can you
they
imagine,
did
though,
to
they sold?
He's had players like Charles Oakley that played for his organization arrested within the Garden. Like, he has no problem being that guy. He's an asshole.
But you're saying Spike Lee, though, is banned now.
No, he's not banned. He's choosing not to go to the games.
Okay.
So now attendance took a hit just in one game.
Okay. Even, like, his streak, though. I feel like he's been to more games than maybe, like, Cal Ripken.
Well, baseball's a long season. Basketball's only 82 games. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Spike Lee. But, man, something that big that happened this weekend. Big money was earned by a former NFL player, and that being Tony Romo, who received the biggest television announcing contract in history. This guy is going to be making $17 million this year. Tony Romo, ex-NFL quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, will be making $17 million from CBS.
Wow.
Now, keep in mind the average NFL player, if you took the average contract to everyone in the league, is $860,000.
And he's making $17 million.
And he's making $17 million
to flap his gums.
just to talk about the guys giving their blood, sweat, and tears.
Wow, bro.
Good for him. But, I mean, that's kind of just like a fuck you to the players.
I mean, a little bit, yeah. I would say so.
He's going to be making more than, pretty much every starting quarterback in the NFL just talking about the game.
That's incredible. I mean, that's a shit ton of fucking money, bro, to talk.
Shit.
I need that deal. Let me get one of those deals.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, we gotta reach out to Fox Sports or something.
I know.
Let them know that we'll take over.
That's right.
For $860K. We don't need
easy. We don't need that.
17 minutes.
They easily have chump change, right? They
Yeah,
gave
we'll
WWE $2 billion.
We'll
right?
take over that Monday Night Football, baby. You already know.
We'll take it over.
Can
But
you imagine?
yeah, man, we're just 10 days away from what the world wants to know, and that's where's Tom Brady going. He's been flirting with Dana White now on Instagram and Twitter. And Dana White's been recruiting him to Las Vegas, I guess, heavy to play for the Raiders.
Okay.
Then they're talking about him going to San Diego, the Colts, the Cowboys, and, of course, the Patriots. He's got to go to the Patriots. He's 42 years old. What is he going to do going to a brand new team?
What's he going to do?
But he's really working the angle, and it's what everyone's been talking about. It's like big news in sports, but it's really not news at all.
The free agency of Tom Brady. Where's Tom Brady going to go?
It's really not news at all. What is news is tonight marks the beginning of a new era.
Oh.
A new era in Golden State, because Steph Curry's coming back tonight, baby.
Oh,
First
here we
game
go.
of the season, and he's going to be suiting up with limited minutes for the Warriors.
Okay.
But, I mean, this is Steph Curry, man. Multiple MVP, All-Star, NBA champion. I think he's the number one in three-point shots. He's going to be a three-point god. He's one half of the Splash Brothers, and they're coming back. They're the worst team in the NBA after being the greatest for like the last 4 years. But he's going to be playing. I think there's about 20 games left.
Wow.
See what he could do.
Yeah, absolutely.
See what he could do. But, this weekend, instead of watching the XFL, it's like a theme for me every weekend. I decided to watch Ruthless Aggression era on the WWE Network.
Okay.
I watched it, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, really? I guess I got to check this out.
Yeah, I'm actually behind myself.
It was pretty much like the premier sports show I've seen, like, in 2020.
Come on. Really?
It was great. It was from top to bottom. It was amazing. I recommend everyone in the 2B Blunt universe, including you guys, to check it out. And the transition to another, no selling with the Scott. After watching, I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to bring it old school and give my top 5 Ruthless Aggression era superstars of all time in Frank Knox's top 5.
Oh.
Frank Knox top 5. 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 Frank Knox Top 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Frank Knox Top 5. This edition is the Frank Knox Top 5 Ruthless Aggression Superstars.
Yes, sir.
Number 5.
At number 5, we got the Game, Triple H.
Number 4.
It's the Dead Man, The Undertaker.
Number 3.
It's the first undisputed champion, Chris Jericho.
Number 2.
You can't see him, John Cena.
And your Frank Knox. Number 1. Ruthless Aggression Superstar is Brock Lesnar!
Oh, there it is. The top 5. Brock Lesnar leading the top. Wow. Wow.
In all these
Kind of
years,
not a surprise.
all
Brock
these
on
years,
top. I mean,
still on top.
Damn, I can't
Still
believe
on
Brock
top.
Lesnar, baby. That's great.
Close to 20 years later, still on top.
And I can't believe it. I mean, he's still going. He's still going.
Still going.
He's still going. Well, when we come back, we'll have No Selling with the Scott. Frank Knox with Sports. Don't forget, 7 p.m. Alex Jones is calling in to talk to coronavirus right here on the 2B Blood podcast.
Have you ever walked out of the bar at 2:30 in the morning and were too drunk for a smoke ride?
Man, I'm drunk as a skunk.
Have you ever wanted to hit a back road but had no way to get around and no car?
I'm sick of sitting in this damn house.
Have you ever wanted to use a rideshare service to travel to and from the airport but realized that you wouldn't be able to medicate?
I forced my wife to drive so I can get high.
Well, try the new service, Lifted, where you can smoke and medicate in a worry-free environment. Contact us at www.getlifted.com or 1-800-GET-LIDDY.
Yeah, this is Ty Shine, and you're listening to How to Talk. This is Ty Shine, and you're listening to How to Be Blunt with PZ. This is Ty Shine, and you're listening to a new episode of How to Be Blunt with PZ. This is Ty Shine, and you're listening to Be Blunt with PZ. How in the fuck would you listen to anything else?
That's right. 2B Blood podcast, baby. Phone lines are open. 860-384-7110. Go in, call in, and talk with us right here. 2B Blood podcast. Let's get into a little No Selling with the Scout, where he gives you what's lit and what's the shits right here on the 2B Blood podcast.
And now, bringing you the best and worst of pro wrestling today. The smartest mark in the building. He is the Scott.
hey, yo, that's right. It's survey time, and we're
Hey, yo.
back to talk about
Hey, yo.
what's
the
lit
bad guy.
and what's the shits. So, we got to get into it. So, let's get into it, shall we?
Shall we? I don't know. Shall we, Scott?
I think we shall.
All right.
Say hello to
So,
the bad guy.
To the bad guy.
Say hello to the Scott guy.
Razor Ramon.
Scotty Ramon.
Okay, man?
Scotty Ramone.
So, WrestleMania, right? It's beginning to shape up. So, we just came off a Super Showdown last week, right? Or Super Shitdown, right?
Super shit down. That's right.
And then after that, we had SmackDown on Fox. So, out of that, we got 2 huge matches for Tampa Bay this year for WrestleMania 36. All right. The first one we got is Roman Reigns versus Bill Goldberg for the Universal Championship.
Wow.
Now, hopefully Goldberg can do a better jackhammer at WrestleMania than he did at Super Showdown.
It wasn't even a suplex he did.
Well, you know, you're right. But I'll tell you
what
what.
was that he did?
You know who had his retirement match this past weekend? Gilbert, and he had a better jackhammer.
I saw that. He faced, what's his name?
James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth. Thank you, yes.
So
That's right.
60-year-old Gilbert in his retirement match had a better jackhammer than Bill Goldberg did
But he
at
was
Super
picking
Showdown
up
last
another
week.
guy that was, 150 pounds.
James Ellsworth, Bray Wyatt.
I mean,
Bray Wyatt looks like he ate 4 James Helmsworth.
Perhaps. But anyway, so we got Reigns versus Goldberg. That's going to be the marquee matchup at WrestleMania. It'll be interesting to see if it closes the show. I mean, I really don't think Bill Goldberg deserves that closing segment, considering what it's always been rumored that he's going to be considered the David Sammartino of this era, where he puts people over, but that isn't what happened because he just won the title and is now going to a marquee match at WrestleMania.
a Scott Key match
Against the top guy. A Scott Key match. I love
Scott
it.
Key.
I could see that being the main event because of the feel-good story behind Roman Reigns.
Oh, of course. It has to be. And I mean, SmackDown viewership was up this past week. Could have been because of Goldberg, but people were watching SmackDown, even if it wasn't Macaulay Culkin. But anyway, it has to be up because of the return of John Cena. So, John Cena came back and said he doesn't want to have a match at WrestleMania, says he doesn't deserve to have a match at WrestleMania, and then
The guys that put in the work deserve it, and he doesn't deserve to take the
Right.
shot. Yeah.
And 5 minutes after the show ended, he's got a match at WrestleMania. So Fiend came out, basically made a challenge to him, pointed at the sign. So we have the Fiend and John Cena.
Pointed at the sign, baby. That's it.
We have Reigns and Goldberg, and it's not surprising. I think we all knew it was going to happen anyway, but it was just thrown together. There's no reason.
But
Reigns didn't earn that title shot. Goldberg said, "Who's next?" He said, "It's me." Okay, WrestleMania. So, which, I mean, I guess it was going to be predictable if he was going to win some sort of contendership, whether it was Elimination Chamber, whatever the case may be. But anyway, we have Goldberg and Reigns at WrestleMania, and of course we have now Cena and The Fiend. 2 big matches that, like I said, seemingly thrown together. But as far as storyline goes, we do have one that's building. It's not official yet, but we know we're going to get Randy Orton versus Edge. We know it's going to happen at WrestleMania.
But when? Mania?
It's got to happen at
It's
Mania.
gonna happen.
I guess it does have to happen at Mania, doesn't it?
So, a lot of progression this week with Beth Phoenix coming in. She took the RKO. It'll be great to see what happens at Mania, but now Mania looks like it's going to have like 3 Hall of Famers actually competing at the show. You have Goldberg, you have Edge, and then rumors are saying that Beth Phoenix is going to end up teaming with Natalya to face the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag title. So we'll see. But 3 Hall of Famers on WrestleMania, I mean, that's a large number of Hall of Famers at any event.
Absolutely.
So anyway, and then we also saw this past week, we saw Lesnar basically make Drew McIntyre look like $1 million. I mean, he took 3 of those Claymore kicks on the stage.
I said, pick up the belt.
Yeah.
You know, they
And he was like,
call it,
pick up the belt! Pick up the belt!
Damn it.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar. He
And
puts
you know
guys
what?
over.
When Brock Lesnar tells you what to do, Drew McIntyre didn't even think twice. He's like, he stopped what he was doing, went to go pick up the belt.
Brock's never had a problem putting anyone over. That's what makes him great in my mind.
That's right.
He's always done what he's had to do.
Except for maybe Braun Strowman. I don't know if he ever really wanted to put him over. But anyway. But I got a question for you guys. Will WrestleMania, will it be as good as this past weekend's AEW Revolution?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Well,
You didn't see it?
the coronavirus keeps going. You know, there may not be a WrestleMania, Scott.
That's also very
They're going to
true.
be wrestling in an empty arena with,
Tampa's already contaminated.
with masks and Purell.
Listen, I can't wait for the new John
That's all sold
Cena-
out everywhere, by the way.
The John Cena hazmat suit. We'll see.
Yeah,
Where do I get one of those?
You can't see it.
But, so this tag team match out
Yeah.
of AEW Revolution, Peasy, you gotta watch it.
I got what? Who is it?
It was the Young Bucks against
Omega.
Oh, Paige and Omega.
Paige and Omega.
Paige is
Really?
like a modern Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He kind of is. I'm just waiting for him to break.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like, according to Dave Meltzer, right?
If we're gonna believe anything that guy says.
He said this is the greatest tag team match of all time.
Come on.
Yeah,
Of all time.
but doesn't that guy
That's
say
what he
that
says.
pretty much like every other month?
Or any like New Japan match.
I mean, if he's secretly working for AEW, I think he probably has to say it. But anyway, regardless, it was a really great match. And if anybody wants to call in and tell me otherwise, feel free. But that was a great match. We had Pac against Orange Cassidy.
What? That stole the show, bro.
Dude,
Stole
Orange
the show.
Cassidy is just the most entertaining human being on the planet.
Damn, I gotta check all this stuff out. You guys are killing me right
When I
now.
was watching it live, I was on the edge of my seat for that Orange Cassidy match.
Really?
Yeah.
we had Nyla Rose retained over Chris Statlander. Now, I gotta ask you guys, I don't know, like, is it just me, but when I see Chris Statlander, she's got, like, this tattoo on her chest, and I have to always do a double take, because it kind of looks like chest hair to me. Is it just me? Does anybody else tell me otherwise?
I don't even know, dude.
But it's just such a bad tattoo. And speaking of bad tattoos, I want to get into the next match.
Oh, I know where this is going.
So, Cody. Cody,
I hope you're listening, Cody.
Cody, don't call him Rhodes. But he ended up losing to MJF, which I pretty much predicted. I thought that would happen. I mean, MJF is a fucking star. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
You saw whether he's 7-year-old.
Whether he's flipping off 7-year-olds. He is living the gimmick. It's great. I love it. I love everything about MJF. When we saw them, I was begging him to ridicule me and make fun of me. Yeah. But anyway, so Cody ended up losing to MJF, and then at the end of the AEW Revolution, we had a brand new World Heavyweight Champion over Chris Jericho, and that was none other than Moxley.
Wow!
Sounds just like
So
Justin Roberts, baby.
So that was great. And then coming out of this, though, and I was surprised it didn't happen on Dynamite last night, but it looks like we're gonna see Lance Archer, excuse me.
Vance Archer.
He's got a lot of names going on.
Vance.
I forget how he put them all together. But Lance Archer, we know he's all elite now, so he should be showing up anytime soon. I would expect Luke Harper, a.k.a. Brody Lee now, to show up anytime soon. We've also got The Ascension, who's had a background with Cody back when they were in WWE together, right? Stardust and The Ascension used to be a unit together. So I think it's very possible we're going to see them soon. And then, of course, the guy that loves to tease, and he teased it this week on his YouTube show that you sent in our group message, and that's Matt Hardy. So we're going to see where all these guys end up. One of the biggest things, though, biggest surprise, though, coming out of it was out of Dynamite this week, as we saw a WWE Hall of Famer in his own right, Jake the Snake Roberts on the show.
Great promo.
Great promo. I saw that, though.
Came out, basically called Cody a bitch.
He called
he's bringing in a client.
Arn Anderson, that one-trick pony, you know.
What do you think the client's going to be?
I think it's Luke Harper.
I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody to take on the DDT legacy and do it right, I think.
All right.
You think it's going to be who?
I think it's got to be Luke Harper.
It could be Brody Lee, yeah.
Or Archer.
Maybe.
But what's it mean he's
instant
all
feud
elite?
with Cody, I guess.
It almost seemed like it could be Matt Hardy by the way he was talking cryptically. He was talking about like Caesar and Phoenixes. But we'll see, man.
Who knows?
I'm gonna go Harper.
So on top of that, though, some things I'm excited about here is we got some returns happening. And it's not talent returns. It's, would you call them promotion returns? Or no, it's more like show returns. So the first one I got is Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Have you guys ever watched Southpaw Regional Wrestling, one of the first two seasons?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought it was hilarious. I was highly entertained by it. It's coming back, the third season. Parody. It's basically wrestlers parodying wrestlers, and I love it. I know since I guess it's because John Cena's back now. He'll probably be filming a lot of these segments.
Yep.
But I can't wait for Southpaw Regional Wrestling to return.
What channel is that on?
Oh, it's. I think it'll be on the WWE Network. It'll at least be on their YouTube channel. But you know what? You roll with me, so I'll keep you posted. Okay.
All right, thanks, brother.
Thanks, brother.
I've never seen any of it. You gotta check it out.
So, here's another show that I'm excited to make its return. It's happening this month, and we're gonna have to dissect it after it airs, maybe. But on Vice, we have the Dark Side of the Ring returning for its second season, and I can't wait because it's an unbiased, no nonsense documentary. There's no bullshit. They're gonna cover everything they need to cover. They did it last season. They did the Montreal Screwjob. Help me out. What else did they do?
They did the Fabulous Moolah.
Moolah.
They did the Von Erichs.
Yes. Von Erichs, yeah.
Von Erichs. They did the Gorgeous Gino.
Gino Hernandez, yeah.
And they did
Gino Hernandez, I think, honestly, is like my favorite wrestler that like never was. Like I didn't know about him until afterwards. He was amazing.
He was like Tony Montana.
But that first season of Vice was absolutely amazing, and this season We're gonna cover it all. They're covering the Benoit tragedy. They're covering the Owen Hart tragedy. They actually have Martha Hart, who I haven't seen on the other side of a camera.
Mark the Hart
ever, I think.
I saw one clip of the preview. It was Chris Jericho, and it was like, if you're going to be pissed because you're going to say, oh, you're sitting here glorifying a murderer, then shut this shit off now.
I mean, dude, that was like his big brother, so, you know.
So it's going to be cool. I'm pumped.
And we got New Jack, I guess, has an episode on there. We got Dino Bravo, and for whatever reason, they're covering the Brawl for All. But I don't know. I'm excited. I love these documentaries, and it's going to be great. But now I got to get back to something that was terrible. This is definitely on the shit list. On Raw this week, you know, we had some good things. We did have new tag team champions. I'm glad to see Seth Rollins and Murphy. His buddy Murphy, right? Don't call him buddy, but it's his buddy. But his name's just Murphy now, right? So they're no longer tag team champs. They dropped the titles to the Street Profits, which I'm very excited for them. Great crowd to win in front of in Brooklyn there and everything. But then after that, we had Ricochet, who was at Super Showdown, was in the WWE Championship match against Brock Lesnar, and got destroyed in a minute and a half, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then he shows up on Raw for his next match, and it's him against the 24/7 champ Riddick Moss, who's maybe had 4 Raw Monday Night Raw appearances at this point. Not in fans' imaginations by any stretch of the means, because the fans were actually chanting, "Who are you? Who are you?" And guess what? He pinned Ricochet clean, 1, 2, 3. So, like, Ricochet, and apparently the reports are that Vince McMahon has given up on him. Well, we'll see, but
Ricochet would be a stud in AEW.
Oh, dude, for sure. He was a stud in NXT. I mean, he wasn't there long, but he was a stud in NXT. But you know what was worse than that on Raw this past week? Is in this week's installment of Such Good Shit, okay, we had Eric Rowan reveal what was in his cage.
Oh, dude. I mean,
The fact that you're even bringing this up.
It was No Way Jose's posse was backstage, rolling around, partying. Shout out to Wrecking Ball Legursky, because he was actually part of that posse. But they were rolling.
Out of all the people, though, no way Jose was the one who finally gets to see it.
He's like, yo, let me see what's in it. And then Eric Rowan was just kind of like, yeah, you want to see it? Cool. And then here, he just opened it up, and it was a fucking robotic spider, like a giant robotic spider. Like, if that doesn't win the Wrestle Crap Award for the next decade, guys, we're in for a shitty fucking decade of wrestling.
I felt like what they wanted to do, they couldn't, so they panicked and put that bullshit in there.
Listen, all I know at the end of this, though, is I'll still probably take 1,000 Eric Rowan robotic spiders reveals over Guy on the Third Floor or The Girl on the Third Floor sequel.
That's
whatever.
For sure.
If I have to see that movie again. So anyway, that's been No Selling with the Scott.
That's great. Oh, that was great. No, Guy on the Third Floor,
What
baby.
was great is Girl on the Third Floor. Watch it. It's funny. Comedy. Best one of 2020.
Take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into Blunt Talk, talk about the coronavirus a little more, and talk to Alex Jones right here.
Dude, I'm nervous.
I don't know what he's going to say. Last time he called in, it was devastating.
It was a little aggressive.
I know. He talked about Area 51. He told everybody to storm. Get the truth, you know?
Oh, shoot, I made him wait. It's after 7 now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Alex Jones.
When we come back, 2B1 Podcast is Blunt Talk with Peasy. Whether you're looking for laughs,
Now he's throwing chairs and these same elbow shots, but after throwing them, he's like, fuck you, Marco Scott.
Looking for surprises,
Sports.com, Alex Jones here with no degenerate globalist and prominent cannabis enthusiast, Peasy.
wait a second.
or simply looking to get lit with some of your friends.
Let's get ready to smoke it.
Then tune in to 2B Blunt with Peasy, Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time live on Facebook and 2bbluntpodcast.com.
This is the privileged TJ Howell III, and you're listening to the 2B Blunt Podcast with Peasy.
That's right, baby. We are back. 2B Blunt Podcast. It's time to get blunt with your boy, the P to the double EZ. And we got to talk about what's sweeping the nation. And you already know what that is. Coronavirus.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. It's the big thing hitting the waves. And there's been ridiculous stories coming from all over the place. I'm talking all over the world. People are just really coming up with the most craziest stuff.
Don't watch the news, man. Don't watch
crazy.
the news.
You know, I sold like 300 more bottles of hand sanitizer yesterday at my store.
Really?
People are selling hand sanitizer and masks. I know someone that's selling masks for $30 a mask on eBay.
What?
I know. If I was smart, I would have bought and resold.
What?
He turned like $100 into like $1,600 real quick.
Well, you know how like they had a few months ago, not even, they had the Baby Yoda craze. You know, everybody wanted all the Baby Yoda merch, but like Hasbro wasn't putting anything out yet until after the season was over,
which was so odd.
I know. So now they're saying that, it just comes out. They pre-ordered it now. There's a supply shortage.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh
There's
yeah.
gonna be riots.
The threat of insufficient raw materials for the toys, namely resins and plastics available only in China, has become a concern. So now it's like you can't even get that shit anywhere. So now Baby Yoda fans all over the place are going nuts. In fact, even today at work, or the other day at work, I went on Saturday, right? And I had a server that was down. So I had to call for a service, right? So it was just like a simple part. And they called me back the next day and they're like, well, we couldn't find it anywhere. And then they called me back on Monday and they're like, well, we have one in Puerto Rico. It's the last one in the world. What? Because China, they're not shipping anything in from China. They're not making anything because all their places are shut down.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get the parts.
See, that's bullshit, though.
That's the kind of shit that's going on. You got Italy, who has closed all schools and universities to protect against coronavirus.
Yeah.
You know?
Soccer games shut down.
Yeah, exactly. They're also expected to release new rules which will tell the nation they cannot kiss because of the virus, bro. I'm not even lying. I mean, for Italians, you don't already kiss because of garlic. You know, now you're another point, bro. You know? I mean, it's just getting nuts. It's getting nuts. You got a woman in China who attempted to disinfect her money by putting it in a microwave. After less than a minute in the microwave, the notes began to burn and then turned black. You know? She charred her cash. And then she was down, bro. Lost all her dough. You know?
Her cash turned to ash.
That's right, bro. That's right. And now, you got in India, a legislator of the Janata Party suggested that the cow urine is an effective disinfectant, bro. That's right. He tweeted, we all know cow dung is very helpful. Likewise, when cow urine is sprayed, it purifies an area, he said. Can you believe this shit, bro? He said that something could be done with cow urine to cure coronavirus.
I mean, the cow shit is used to fertilize the plants we eat from, so...
That's fertilizing, but that's not like purifying.
It's like purifying the soil.
I mean, which would you rather be, sprayed with cow urine or coronavirus?
Sprayed with cow urine.
Scott?
I mean, I take that over CM Punk's shower jizz.
I don't know, bro. I mean, for me, the whole thing started going downhill with the words, we all know cow dung is very helpful. You know it's going to be bad. You know? Then a Lithuanian man locked his wife in the bathroom for fear she might have the illness. He found out his wife had met a Chinese woman who traveled, down to Italy. After consulting on the phone with the doctors, he locked her in the bathroom, bro. And then she called the cops. You know, as a precaution, they take her out of the house and they quarantine her and test her. So her husband locks her in the bathroom and she gets in trouble, bro.
Maybe they should stop worrying about the parts in China and start worrying about the olive oil and olives and wine coming from Italy is a trend I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I'm sure now this guy's consulting on the phone with a divorce lawyer instead. You know? It's craziness. It's craziness, bro. And now it's sweeping the nation. Coronavirus. They're talking about it's in California. It's in fucking Florida. You know, New York, Washington State. You know,
there's like 11 in New York. 6 people have been tested in Connecticut that have been negative.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. And I'll tell you, like right now, I'm trying to search on eBay to see what the prices of hand sanitizer are on eBay since we were just talking about it. And I think the servers crashed on the site because I won't even load.
What?
I don't know.
Dude, this is just like I said last week. Every year there's something that's going to kill you. The bird flu, the stock market, E. coli.
Stock market's going to kill me.
Yeah, because everyone was going to, it's going to be like the Great Depression all over again. So every year people panic about something, and here it is, 2020, it's coronavirus.
Well, I think someone we know has to say something about that. We got Alex Jones. You guys ready for Alex Jones?
I'm ready.
I don't know if the world's ready for Alex
I'm
Jones,
ready.
but it's going to go down right here, Two People One Podcast.
The right-wing smear machine has gotten Alex Jonesified this election cycle.
There's a guy named Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
From InfoWars.
From InfoWars.
Yeah.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
One of those guys who believes Bigfoot was responsible for 9/11.
I heard that on Alex Jones, so it's true.
Claims that 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombings were inside jobs.
The conspiracy du jour, Hillary Clinton is harboring a secret medical condition.
You just had to keep digging, didn't you, Alex?
I heard it on Alex Jones, so I know it's true.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website InfoWars.
And this really just is so disgusting.
The juice of these pickles is on you, Alex Jones.
Infowars.com. Tomorrow's news today. Infowars.com. Alex Jones here with well-known prominent cannabis enthusiast PZ. PZ, the dawn of
here we go.
Pacific biowarfare is upon us. You have been warned. Communists are trying to use globalists as a catalyst to spread their agenda and build a new world order that will help further spread the contamination that is known as the coronavirus.
Wait, what? So you're saying this all starts with communist? I mean, really?
It's a well-documented fact that the government and secret organizations of the world are trying to cover it up. There is no difference from other worldly catastrophes, just like they did with 9/11, just like they did with Sandy Hook.
Wow. I mean, those are very bold claims, Mr. Jones, that our conspiracy theorists around the world probably agree with them. Me, Frank, and Scott, though, we're trying to get down to the truth. I mean, how would you say the deadly pathogen came to life?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I want to know.
Well, as we know, they've been crossbreeding vampires and humans for centuries. Human vampire clones have been walking around for 50 years, and now we're seeing it all come to light under the globalist regime, Infowars.com.
Wow, I can't believe it. So you're saying the government's running tests on humans, and that's how this virus came to be?
The government's, the government does.
That's right, PZ. Back in the 90s, in Washington State, under Bill Gates' house, they ran classified, undocumented tests where they turn off your heart for 5 minutes and pump oxygen in your blood from the remains of aliens and elves. And if you think that's mind-blowing, well, everybody knows the government is putting chemicals in the water and are turning all frogs gay. I told people in 2017 that the majority of frogs in most areas of the United States are now gay. Now the frog population is declining rapidly.
Dude, I mean, I'm not sure how or what frogs have to do with the rapidly spreading coronavirus, though.
I thought this was bats.
Listen, everybody knows the government has weather weapons. There's weather modification going on. They tell you about the stuff you know about, GPS and all that. But when it comes to controlling the weather, they don't. But it's in all the trade publications, the university publications, it's all there. And that's my frustration. They can use these weather weapons to help spread the virus using man-created wind machines, which will push the virus all over the globe. Nobody is safe.
Wow. So tell me what your solution is. Like, what do we do? What are preventative measures we can take as humans to prevent the spread of the virus? And should we expect a cure? Like, I need to know.
Everyone's going to be fine.
You can sit around and wait for the corporate-controlled FDA to release their cure. But there's an ultra-secret cure that all globalists have, but they don't want you to know about. Until then, visit Infowars.com for the latest bug-out facts, hazmat suits, and all your wellness supplements, including our latest hit on the show.
Promo on our show.
Wellness supplement, but to combat the watered-down piss that is the coronavirus. You can get that and more at Infowars.com.
Wow. This guy's lost it, man.
Wow, thank you, Alex Jones. I mean, those are some crazy theories. This guy said vampire clones?
Vampire clones. I mean, the bats, bats, vampires.
How did this even work? And the frogs? Like, what is this guy talking about?
Good thing I seen a new vampire hunter this week on Facebook. I sent you to take out these vampire clones.
Which one's that?
The new vampire, local guy, Jimmy Mees, yeah? What is his new gimmick? He's like a vampire hunter.
Do you guys know who I'm going to see this weekend?
Who's that?
I'm going to see Gangrel. Do you want me to ask him any of these questions?
You're going to see Gangrel?
Yeah.
He's going to be at the big event.
He'll be at the big
anyone
event.
wants to meet the Scott.
Try to stump me.
Oh, my God. This guy's going to be there. That's right. At the big event this weekend. Let's get into a little parody song. And when we come back, we got to talk our little visit to La Boca right here at 2B Blunt Podcast. My viral one got me sanitizing all the time. Corona, ooh, you made my nose run.
a dirty life, I'm always washing up, cause I touch everything in sight. Woo! My Corona. My Corona.
You're also a world champion and the sole CZW World Tag Team Champion. And you're tuned into another episode of To Be Blunt with PZ.
Being a year old.
That's right, baby. To Be Blunt podcast. Scott is pouring up some more beer, so it's going down.
My Corona.
My Corona.
Another fire parody song coming out. The 2B Blood Studio, damn it.
That's right.
You already know. Alex Jones called in. It was epic. He gave us the rundown. Now you know the truth. You know the truth out there.
I don't believe it.
Well, that's all right. That's what he says.
It's fear-based agendas.
Oh, boy. Well, I'll tell you what.
Turn off the TV.
We got to talk about this past Monday. Scott. So, me and Frank, we go out. Go to La Boca.
Wait, it was Monday?
Yeah.
I thought Monday night's reserved for The Bachelor.
I watched it afterwards. It was like the woman tell all, so
yeah,
I wasn't really as
so
committed.
it wasn't a real episode.
It was a real episode for only about 15 to 20 minutes total.
So if I finally ever actually do turn in, I have to tune in next week, right?
Yeah, otherwise
Final
it's done.
one.
Yeah,
It's the final
2 hour
right?
finale.
Okay.
Done 2
Which, by the way, is the update. Victoria has been eliminated finally.
Yep. Madison.
You know, we're finally at that point.
Hannah Ann. And when I watched the first episode this season, I wrote down notes like who are my favorites out of all the women.
Yep.
And I picked 3. And 2 of them still stand atop the
That's
mountain.
it, baby.
It's Madison.
It's like you're the Bachelor.
Yeah, I would have went in Hannah Ann.
It is. It's like he's the Bachelor. It really is. So we still end up at La Boca. They end up having some cheap gimmick Mondays or whatever they do, where they like give you like a bunch of food for cheap.
Okay.
I went because I bought a Groupon. It was $10 to get $20 worth of food.
This guy had a shit ton of food too.
So I was like, boom,
I always forget about the Groupons.
I spent $10 and got $20 worth of food. I got a burger and an appetizer.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So we're at the bar. We're drinking. We're hanging out. I'm doing the margs. He's drinking the beers. You know, we're hanging out. We're sitting next to 2 other ladies who were sitting next to Frank. Me and Frank were on the corner of the bar. All right. Frank was here. I'm over here. And then there's 2 chicks over there.
Yeah, we were at a very weird spot.
Yeah, we were. So we're sitting there enjoying ourselves, minding our own business, talking. And then someone comes over yelling at me, "Yo, married man." And I was like,
married man.
And I was like, okay, who the fuck is this? And I turn around and it's the good old friend TH, baby. I turn around, it's fucking Tyler, bro. So, okay.
His work name.
He comes over, all right? He comes over and he starts talking to us, all right? He's talking about, he asks me what I'm doing, what I've been up to. I tell him, the podcast work, whatever. And then as soon as he gets the moment to talk about himself, he goes off. All right.
That only took about 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it was like, hey, what have you been up to? And I'm like, oh, you know, working on the podcast, whatever. It's like, oh, really? I was like, what have you been up to? And then that was it.
30 seconds.
I've heard about that before.
So he starts going off. All right. He says he has a movie he's working on.
He's writing this movie.
He's writing this movie.
So it's not a date.
That he just got a budget from Lionsgate for 500K.
But he wants 2.5 mil.
Yeah, so he's telling me, but I'm trying to renegotiate for 2.5.
I just wrote my first
2.5 mil, and he's at La Boca on a Monday.
Yeah. So,
well, he was there for a reason. We'll get to that.
Is he going to be in Saw 10?
We're going to get to this. You're going to let us go.
His reason why he was at La Boca, it was for a pickup.
That's right. He's trying to get that pickup. So we're at the bar. So now he's talking, and so he starts telling about his movie. Okay, and he's like, it's about this. Okay, I'm going to start with this. It's a paraplegic. Do you know what a paraplegic, Scott, is?
That's just a guy that has no legs.
That can't use his legs or his arms.
No, not his arms, just his legs.
Just tell me.
No, I thought that's different. That's not the same, I thought. Paraplegic, or is that a quadriplegic?
Yeah, that's paraplegic.
All right,
so before you continue, will this movie, does it sound like it'll be better than Girl on the Third Floor?
No, absolutely not.
Dude,
really?
The worst part is, like, I don't really know this.
This is going to be a bad movie.
I don't even know him.
The dude, it's a paraplegic who lives in the woods. Okay?
No, he doesn't live in the woods. He was in the woods because he's the outdoorsman. He doesn't let his disability get him down, so he goes mountain
He's
climbing.
like, picture him scaling a mountain. And I'm like, scaling a mountain. Paraplegic, just scaling a mountain. And just picture that as a normal thing that's happening every day.
You say that, you know what I'm picturing right now? I'm picturing that Price is Right game with the yodel guy going up the mountain, except I'm picturing him in a wheelchair going yodel.
But he's got...
Oh, wait! That brings us to a point.
That's right.
Going up the mountain off a wheelchair? Wow. Well, you know what's one of the scenes in this movie? He takes his automatic wheelchair and he just drives it off a
by the way.
He drives it off a cliff.
You're jumping way ahead, though.
Yeah.
You're jumping way ahead. So this guy in the woods who's a paraplegic outdoorsman in his outdoor wheelchair, okay, he witnesses a crime. A bunch of drug smugglers who made a tunnel to Canada. Okay?
A murder. Yep.
Of the murder, whatever.
CT drug mules.
Yeah, CT drug mules who are transferring drugs to Canada. Right? So he witnesses them.
Commit a murder.
Commit a murder, and they catch him. Catching them.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So now they're after him. Now you have a bunch of people who can walk with weapons. Okay. Chasing a guy in an off-road wheelchair with no weapons.
Yeah, and I asked this guy multiple times. You sure he doesn't have weapons? He doesn't. No, he doesn't have weapons. He just, he has one of these axes.
It's like a former Marine or some shit.
Yeah, he's like a former Navy SEAL,
Yeah. Survival skills.
Yep. And there's a whole group of drug lords and mules after him.
Right? So it's all about him escaping from them. And he gets to talking about a point where he's cornered on a cliff, and they all around him, and he throws himself off the cliff in his chair.
What was the movie he asked me if I watched? It was the one with Jax from Sons of Anarchy, the action movie that just came out on Netflix.
I don't remember the name of it.
I really thought he was going to ask if you saw Cliffhanger, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember. But he's going on and on and on. And Frank's pointing out every single plot hole in this movie as he's talking about it.
I'm not just pointing out. I'm laughing hysterically in his face.
As soon as he's talking to me and I'm just sitting there laughing and Frank starts asking him questions, he goes from next to me around to in the middle between me and Frank. Now he's talking directly to Frank.
Now he's got his back to Peasy. Peasy's laughing.
She's out of his mind. He's super geeked up at the moment.
Are you at least making him laugh?
No, yeah. Because he sees me laughing. Because he's telling him. And Frank's like, it doesn't make sense, man. I don't get it. Like, how is this happening? How does this work? And he's like, Frank can be like, there's so many plot holes. And he get all pissed off. He's like, oh. He's like, you know what? No. Tell me.
Why are you laughing, man? Why is that funny to you? All serious. Meanwhile, sniffing the whole time, bugging out. It's a Monday night.
Dude, all hell's breaking loose. And so then we're just telling the story. Frank's just clowning on him. So the kid's like, he's losing hope. So now the two girls sitting next to us, next to Frank, I should say, and she overhears him and says, you're an actor or a director or something.
No,
right?
She was like, you do movies?
Oh yeah, you do movies was the whole thing. And then he's like, yeah, next thing you know, they start asking a couple questions. Now he moves from Frank over to them. And me and Frank start laughing because now they're going to get the whole fucking rundown we just got because he can't stop yapping. He's doing this, and it's going 100 miles a minute, bro. And so eventually we see him walk down to the bar at the other end, grab a chair, drag it all the way up the bar of La Boca, from one end to the other, right into the corner where we're sitting, in between both the girls.
He came stumbling and clanking other chairs in the wall.
Oh, yeah, just drags the whole entire fucking thing all the way over there, sits down, and starts giving them the 411 about his illustrious career.
Which didn't exist of anything.
No, it didn't.
He said he was an art director on a couple sets, but I mean, good for him. He's not a writer, but he's out there. It worked for him. I thought within 30 seconds those girls were going to be done.
Oh, me too.
And you know what? He bagged like straight up. They were
100% into it at that point.
They felt
and we're just laughing. We can't stop laughing at this. And I mean, I'm just like, if this is what happens Mondays at La Boca, I might have to start showing up every Monday. Just so we can come back with a story for Thursday because it was incredible.
Listen, if you're going to skip The Bachelor, I'll skip Raw. Let's do it.
Dude, I wish you were there to have seen what we seen because it was the most outrageous thing to the point where we didn't even want to leave because we wanted to see what happened.
What happened next.
And they kept buying into a shit. Next thing you know, they close their tab. Then they open the tab back up. Then he's buying them drinks.
And then the chick's man or something shows up.
That's right. So now
he bagged. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to Corner Pocket. Come to Corner Pocket."
He was talking like saying this dude was a scumbag or some shit.
Yeah, scumbag, jamoke, whatever.
But apparently he knew him somehow. I don't know how. But like her man showed up, and he
ended up leaving while she was out back with him. And I was like, you know what, man? There's not gonna be a fight. Let's just be out.
No fireworks.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was it. 100%. And I mean, that was Monday at La Boca. I mean, that is the crazy shit that happens, And you missed out, Scott. You missed out, man. You missed out on one hell of an epic night, And so maybe next week.
Next week there may be a repeat.
Might have to have a repeat to find out what's going to happen. At La Boca. Might have to make another trip out there for Cheap Mondays, Cheap Gimmick Mondays.
Cheap Mondays, yeah. I don't know. I could pretty much guarantee I won't be doing it this Monday because I'm probably going to be going to, unfortunately, the Elimination Chamber on Sunday night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were talking about that.
I'm going to be in the area, so I might as well check it out for $40.
Frank Knox at the Elimination Chamber, That's going to be sick. Right down in Philly. You can catch me this weekend.
The last stop to WrestleMania,
That's right. I'll be in Northampton, Massachusetts on Saturday for Test of Strength presents Fight for Your Dreams as I do commentary.
Oh, that's this Saturday?
And I'll be at the big event in Queens, New York.
That's right. So if you want to catch anyone here, that's where we'll be.
We're covering the whole Northeast this week,
That's
fellas.
right. 2B Blood Podcast. Follow us Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at 2B Blood Podcast with the number 2. 2BBloodPodcast.com, RTF Network, RTFSportsNetwork.com. Make sure you tune in, like, subscribe our shit. If you ain't following, then you ain't living. And that means if you ain't living, you ain't smoking. And you ain't smoking with us, then you missing the fuck out.
Facts. Big facts.
From the Scott, Frank Knox, and Peasy. We'll see you next week, episode 35. Same weed time, same weed channel.